What's going on, everybody? This is Jose Ledesma, a.k.a. Puerto Rican Papi, on the mic with the Ignorant Shit Only podcast, baby, number 14. We are with my co-host, Kuya Flip, baby, and we are with not only one of the best men that I know, a mentor to the youth, one of the better coaches out there in the game of football, let alone 7-on-7 stuff, and obviously everything he does for the community and for the youth is obviously spoken for itself. The work that he puts in, Mr. Thomas Downs.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
Thank you for being on.
I appreciate you guys for having me.
I appreciate you, man. Definitely when we were discussing the show a while back, I definitely was like, man, with all the work you do, not only with the youth, but obviously you work with pro athletes that are from the Sacramento, Oak Grove area, and obviously you help mentor dudes try to get into the NFL with the workouts you do with them that are in while they're in college and everything. I just feel like it's like a no-brainer. And obviously DB Select, the work you do with DB Select, it's all a no-brainer to bring you on here. And who doesn't want to talk about football? So that's pretty obvious, at least for me. So before we get started with the questions I had written up, like we talked about pre-show, two things I wanted to discuss. One of them, obviously, the thing that's big on social media right now and big with college football in general is, unfortunately, the Travis Hunter situation with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So,
hey, free Shorty, you heard?
No,
free her.
Yeah, free Travis. What you talking about? Free Travis.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, basically what I was going to ask with that is, like, what advice, seeing from that, obviously looking from the outside, looking in, what advice would you give to young men, especially when they're going into college, they're getting this NIL money, obviously women are going to pursue them because of that. So, with seeing that situation, how would you give young men advice?
Man, playing college football, being there, I just had a conversation with one of my kids yesterday. He has a girlfriend, and he was like, she wants to move with me, and I'm like, I don't think you should do that. You know, high school relationships are great, you know, but when you go to college, there's going to be plenty of women throwing themselves at you because you're on the football team. You haven't really experienced life yet. You know, sometimes it works. A small percentage of having a high school sweetheart works, but if it's really meant to be, like, you guys will come back full circle after college, or if it works, just going through it, but she has to live with you, but it's going to be a struggle. So that's kind of my input to the kids, the young kids, man. Just, you know, unless she understands how you get down, and meaning, like, if you have a schedule and she doesn't, you know, trip off your schedule and she knows you have a goal and plan and she's all for it to support you, cool. But if she's a distraction in any kind of way of what your main goal is, then you're going to have to reevaluate, you know, what you really want. I always tell the kids, it's like, you are your schedule, you know, and you write down your schedule from when you wake up to when you go to sleep. And if she can't understand your schedule, or if anybody can't understand your schedule, then they shouldn't be in your circle, you know, especially if this is a goal and a dream for you to, you know, make it to the NFL. You know, LeBron has a goal and schedule. Like, he has a schedule. He does everything. Savannah understands it. She lets him rock with it. And when she gets his time, she gets his time. But she understands that schedule comes first because that's what made him him. You know, and then the Travis Hunter thing, man, that's tough, man. I feel like there's two sides to every story. You know, obviously the media is going to paint what the media is going to paint. Even a little video of her dancing on a dude. The dude came out and said that was before she even got with Travis. So, like, everybody's ridiculing her of a video that just surfaced because the dude wants some clout on a video that supposedly happened before Travis. Supposedly, you know, but we only know what we know. And there's cases of, you know, you go shoot your shot at the baddest chick. He got a bucket. At first, she wasn't attracted to him, but
that's what I was going to get into. Is that whole part of it was kind of wild.
Yeah, I mean, but that happens sometimes. Like, at first glance, you know, people are shallow sometimes. People want what looks good. You know, this is a case where she said no because at first he didn't look good to her, but, like, maybe she got to know him and then realized, oh, he's a really good person. He's funny. He makes me laugh. He has all the qualities that I like in a man other than his looks right now. And then, I mean, playing devil's advocate too, it's like, well, she knew he was finna run up a bag. So it's like, okay, he's not the handsomest guy, but other 9 things are right, and he's about to get paid. And if I'm here from the beginning, it doesn't look like I'm clout chasing. I'm here in the middle or at the end when he makes it to the NFL. So it's kind of both sides, man. Like, agree, like, to a extent, like, yo, you shouldn't have to go through this. But at the same time, it's like we only know what we know. We don't know when she posted those videos. We don't know when she posted the emoji under somebody's Instagram picture. It's like it's what the media paints, and the media could paint a terrible picture. Absolutely. You know, and then Travis is on that hype. It was like, you know, his mentor is Dion. He's like, bro, Dion's probably like, just let him. You good? As long as you and her are good, whatever they say, let them say it. Because any publicity is good publicity, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. So, I mean, it's just everything just leads back to everybody coming to your page. You know, whatever y'all issue is, you know, if y'all clear and y'all got an understanding. And for him, he probably don't care. You know, it's like, yo, like, this was old, but everybody thinks it's new. It's getting irritating because I know it's old, but the media is making it new because a dude, I'm about to go to the league and dudes want to get clout now.
Yeah.
No facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got a pass.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, with this situation, it's like it's hard to navigate through that because he's under a microscope right now because he is the Heisman Trophy winner. He is going to go first 5 picks. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, long as the main thing is the main thing, which is him being great, that's all that really matters, you know. I mean, for any other kids, you know, that's out there listening, it's just like, stick to your schedule, be you. Don't let no outside noise affect you, you know. And if it's not affecting the way he plays, it's not affecting his chicken, well, what are we talking about right now? You know?
Facts.
Yeah.
So that's how I just feel when it comes to that. Like, I feel a lot of, I'm in the middle. I don't really do a lot of gray area but I'm in the gray area because you got social media, and then you have a chick that's acting like that. It's hard, you know. You want to downplay her, like, get rid of Shorty, free Shorty, but like Shorty does his homework. He got a 4.0. He don't go to class. Everything's online. He getting millions of dollars. He gotta do every other thing but school. She does the schoolwork for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't think about that. Like, free Shorty, but Shorty's the one that's helping me be successful.
Right.
You know, so again, it's only, you see what you see. You know, we don't know the bottom line or if ands, but if it is what it is, free Shorty. You know what I'm saying? If it is what it is, free Shorty.
Hey, but if it is what it is, we're not going to find out until after, which is going to be the toughest, you know, thing to see from the outside looking in for a young man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, free Shorty.
Right. And then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about too is obviously, like we mentioned, you deal with a lot of college athletes and guys that are high recruits here in California, mainly here in Sacramento, that are going to be D1 and are potentially going to make NIL money. How do you feel about the landscape of college football now with this whole NIL pay-to-play situation we damn near got going on?
Man, it's a wild, wild west right now.
It is. You got kids transferring to 4 schools in 4 years because they chasing the bag.
Well, they chasing a bag, but sometimes they chasing a coach too. Yeah. You know, that's why they changed the transfer rules. The coach leaves. Most kids commit to the coach, not to the school. Which sometimes we used to tell the kids commit to the school, not the coach, because the school's not going nowhere, and your academics is everything, and you get a degree from that school. But now they really committed to that school because of the coach, and they rock with that coach. When the coach leaves, a lot of times that kid's going to leave because I'm only came here because you were here, coach. And then with the money, man, it's, like I said, it's the wild, wild west. Like, at first, like, I believe players should get paid, right? They should get their money. But I'm like, I'm still 50-50 about it because what if the dude's a bust? You gave him, like, the quarterback from
Bryce Underwood.
10.5. He getting paid more than
12. He got 12.
He getting paid more than Brock Purdy.
Yeah. He getting paid 12.
But what if he don't do nothing?
Yeah.
So they're going to start to put caps on stuff. Like right now, it's a wild, wild west, so there's no rules.
It's still new.
Still new. There's really no rules. Like the Hooper that committed to BYU. Well, Danny Ainge and the owner of the Utah Jazz are both BYU alums. So they throw money in the collective. What people don't know, the collective is a nonprofit for the school.
Yes, it is.
So the pros and other people donate money as a tax write-off. But they put that money with a name on it. So it's like Danny Ainge and the owner of Utah Jazz gave $7 million, but they said, hey, that $7 million is going to him. You know, and obviously Utah Jazz suck right now, so they're probably going to tank and hope they get the first pick in the lottery so they can draft them.
When I heard of that whole situation, I was like, bro, there's no way they're not playing the long game with this.
But that's the thing. That's going to happen more often now, too. Of course. And again, the money's good, though. Some kids deserve it. Some of these dudes are not going to make. When you talk about NFL money, it's hard. You got to really get your second contract. That's when you get your real money.
The guaranteed money is where it's at.
Like that. If you're a first round draft pick, you get some bread. But everybody else, like people forget, like when you get in the NFL, like you're getting the highest tax. You're getting 50% tax.
Okay.
Your money's gone. It's not guaranteed. Like you get a guaranteed amount, but even then, it's like, oh yeah, he signed for $100 million, but got $50 million guaranteed. Well, that $50 million is really like 25.
Oh, because that's taxed?
Yeah, because it's all taxed.
Okay.
Everything's
and then
taxed.
the way they do it in major sports, in all major sports, is you get taxed in the city you play that week.
Yeah.
So if you're a guy that plays for the Cleveland Browns, well, eight or 9 of your home games are going to be Ohio. Taxed.
Yeah.
Oh, but when you come to San Francisco,
double tax.
you getting hit
California
hard.
tax.
Oh God,
That's how it goes.
I hate to play out here.
That's why a lot of the NFL players
They
love
go
living
to
in like Florida,
Miami,
Texas,
Vegas.
Miami. You're like, because there's no taxes out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get hit, bro. Like the NFL is probably the most popular sport, but those are like the brokest athletes.
Absolutely.
Like compared to basketball and baseball.
Because those sports, they're fully guaranteed contracts.
Yeah, and
but with NFL, there's a lot of loopholes.
well, a
and
lot of it too. In
injury
the
guarantees.
in the
and shit.
NFL, it's owners league, where the NBA and MLB is a players league, where the owners still own and run the NFL, and the NBA, the players run and own the NBA. I mean, you have your owners, but like the clauses are different.
Yeah,
and their money is fully guaranteed. Where football is the most dangerous sport, and they don't care. Y'all watch the Colin Kaepernick show, the movie?
I haven't yet.
Oh, it's really like a slave trade. Yeah, like if you watch the combine, there's GMs to the right, GMs to the left, and there's an aisle, and grown men are in their boxers or in their tights, and they walk down the aisle, and they stand at the podium, and it's like GMs are looking at these dudes like Django fighters. Like, I like him, I like him, I like him. And it's still
well, that's
like
why the tests are set up the way they are, right? Like a 40-yard dash, how many times can you bench press?
Yeah.
225?
Yeah.
You're vertical.
Okay,
You're vertical.
When you look at it as a bigger picture.
It's still,
Okay.
I mean, it's everybody's dream because you want to play in the league, but
Yeah.
it's not always set up like for everybody to go to the league. Like these quarterbacks, man, some of these quarterbacks are staying because they know they're not going to be a first round pick and not going to be holding. They're going to be holding the clipboard. Well, if they're going to be a 6-7 undrafted free agent, they're only going to get 780, 790 league minimum. Where I just came from Oregon, and I got $2 million already coming into the
Because
league.
NIL is that not taxed? Like they're
No,
It's taxed.
Oh,
It is
it's
taxed
taxed.
to
Is
the
it the
school you
same?
play at. To the school.
Yeah.
No, it's only to the school you play at.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I mean it's still
yeah.
taxed. Like everything's gonna be taxed, but it's like I would rather have at least $1 million to my name if I'm not gonna be a top round draft pick. So dudes are gonna come back. Like that's the cool thing about NIL though too. I think.
No, I think it's cool for that reason. Like dudes
guys
that know
gonna-
they're not going to get drafted is what's up.
And then the competition is probably gonna be better too because it's like, I'm not gonna lead like Cam Ward. He entered his name last year, but he got his draft grade back. It was like,
Like a 5th, 6th round grade, and then
I'm
Miami threw the bag at him.
he's going to the highest bidder. So now, without Cam Ward, Miami's horrible.
Absolutely.
But with Cam Ward, they were good, and he didn't play bad. The games they lost, it was the defense or like if somebody fumbled and they lost. But Cam Ward made Miami so much better.
Absolutely.
And they gave him 12, 14 M's
for one season.
So for him, it's like get drafted 5th, 6th round, get 700, 800,000. Well, I'm gonna get 14 M's before I even go to the league.
Yeah.
But look what that did with his draft stock though this year. With
But
the way
it
he
was
played.
smart. Yeah, now he's gonna be a first round draft pick. So now he got 14 M's.
Oh, he's at the U?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
When
he-
you say Miami, I'm thinking about fucking the Dolphins.
Oh no, Miami Hurricanes.
Okay.
And then now when he goes first round, he's gonna get
That's
another.
all guaranteed.
He's
Edge.
gonna get another 15, 20 M's. So it's in a win-win situation for him. And now, money wise, and I'm thinking beyond football, that's generational wealth for
Absolutely.
his people.
For sure.
So
Especially depending on whatever area he came from.
exactly.
One question I do have for you, though, bro, at least like what your perspective on it would be is with the NILs happening, right? And then like with kids possibly learning about how the taxes work in the NFL, even with all that money being floated around and being thrown on them, how hard as a coach is it for you to still push academics?
I think I watched Cam Newton podcast the other day.
Yeah.
And he said student athlete is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, once you involve money, they say professionalism is definitely involved.
And now it's rightfully we've all done it. We've all finessed a A or a B in a class by having somebody else do the work. You got money now. I'm going to pay Joe Blow over there, 10 bands. Take my classes for me.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a level of the player where you come from, though, as well. I think the person, like, if I came from a family that preached education, like, my life is set up to where, like, I'm going to go to a school where I'm going to get a good education.
Yeah.
And the money's going to come. But if you come from a household that's broken, that has nothing.
And that's depending on you to basically provide everything.
I'm going to do school enough.
Just to make sure I secure this bag.
So I'm eligible and I can secure this bag. And what this bag is going to do is I'm going to pay Kevin over there to take my classes for me, because a lot of classes now are just online.
Online, yeah.
Because of COVID, a lot of stuff is online. Even now, like
it's on laptops.
At the facilities, they have a computer room in the facilities with like 35 computers, and guys don't even got to go to class. They just go in there and do their work, or they just do it at home. Well, in Travis Hunter's case, his girlfriend does his work. He's a 4.0 student. When does he have time to do homework?
As a dual position player,
and all these endorsements, he got to take pictures. He got media. He don't have time to do his schoolwork. So I mean, he making $9 million NIL money. Like, I ain't doing school. Like, I'm about to pay. He set up his little brother with an NIL deal with Adidas because of how good he is. Like, he don't have time for that. Yeah. So I mean, I think a lot of it is like your value of you growing up. If your parents pump that into you about being an academically inclined student, you're going to take academics a little bit more serious. But if you're coming from a place where you just trying to get my family in a better situation, I'm going to just do school enough to where I'm eligible. Yeah. And then by the time you get that bag, it's like I'm going to always be eligible because somebody's going to do this work for me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's where, high school right now is like you still got to do, but even high school, like they've changed.
It's not, because I've worked at 2 high schools now at this point, and the way COVID has changed the whole education system is crazy.
Yeah, now you need a 2.3.
It's no longer it was like 3.0, right?
No D, long as you have no D's on your transcript in high school.
No way.
In high school, as long as you have no D's on your transcript, you could go anywhere because they don't take the SATs no more.
No.
SATs now are for extra scholarship money for like normal students, like.
Yeah, non-student athletes.
Like, I'm just gonna go, but I'm gonna take this SAT because there's.
I did not know they did that. They don't no longer require a 3.0.
As long as you don't have any D's, because of COVID. What happened to COVID?
I did not know that.
Yeah, because it changed the learning system of kids because that whole year they're at home. Yeah. So since that changed, like, kids are learning differently now, and then they say like the SAT is economically and racially biased.
Yeah,
So they took that out. Yeah. And they still have SATs and ACTs, but it's
not a requirement.
Yeah, it's not a requirement for athletes anymore. Yeah. So if you take it and you do well, you just get extra scholarship money to your university.
Okay, for sure.
Hell yeah. So basically, from what I remembered in my brain about you from back when you had coached me back in the day to now up to this point, you're involved with DB Select, obviously. Yeah. You're one of the main figures of DB Select. Yeah. You did leave 1 year when you did coach at Sheldon for 3 years, at least when I was there. Yep. It could have been longer, but 3 years when I was there. One of those years, it could have been 4th, but you left my senior year to go coach the running backs at Sac City. Yep. And then obviously...
Shout out to the Panthers.
And then obviously, before all that, though, you went to Sheldon yourself. Mm-hmm. You played at Sheldon, played outside linebacker and running back. Mm-hmm. You went to UNLV. Mm-hmm. I don't know how long you were at UNLV, though. I couldn't find that information. Yep. But you went to UNLV and then obviously didn't go pro, didn't go to the next level, and then you obviously came back and did everything I already had mentioned. Yep. If there's any details you want to add to that I'm forgetting, because I know since you left Sheldon, you've been doing 7-on-7 DB Select work. Yeah. You haven't really went to another school and became a position coach or head coach anymore.
Yeah. I went to Sheldon, graduated 2007. Ended up going JUCO first, so I went to Sierra Junior College. Okay. Shout out to the Wolverines. When I went there, we were league champions 2 years in a row. Played the NorCal championship. Then off to UNLV. Did 2 years there.
What position you play at UNLV?
I play running back.
Okay, there you go.
Now I look back on it, I should have played safety, but it is what it is. I like scoring touchdowns. Yeah. And then I came home and didn't know what I wanted to do. My uncle, he used to train us. So it was me, my cousin Brandon, and there's about like 6 of us that were like his guinea
Not
pigs.
wait, are you talking about Brandon who's with you at DB's?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Brandon Thompson is, I mean, we're not blood, but like we've been in grandma's backyard since we were in diapers. His dad used to train us. We were guinea pigs. He just used to kill us and find out what worked and what didn't work. So when I was done, I was the first one done out of my crew playing. Brandon ended up going to the NFL. A lot of them ended up going to NFL or either doing arena or something involved football, but I was the first one to come home. And I was partying, didn't know what direction. My uncle called me, was like, hey man, like, can you come help me? I'm getting old, like, I need your help. You're the first one home. I started doing that, and it kind of scratched my itch. I was battling sports depression, which is a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. I hear that a lot when people retire.
Yeah, it's like I didn't know who I put all my eggs in football. Like, without football, and football told me no. Like, I didn't say no to football where I could walk away and be happy. It was like football told me no. And football's going to tell, or any sport's going to tell you no after so long. And it sucks because it's like, yo, that's not my dream. That wasn't my goal. What am I going to do? So me partying and being out, that was me coping with my depression of not being a athlete anymore. Then when my uncle called me, I got out there and started training kids. Started like 2011. It was still called True Grit Sports Academy at the time. And I was the first one back, so I was training kids and helping kids and giving them the blueprint. More so being a mentor more than anything. Training is cool, that's fun, but it's helping the kid get through situations or helping parents not to pay for college, trying to give them, the step-by-step on how things are going to go. And then once Brandon was done, Brandon, like I said, he got drafted. He went to Boise State out of high school. Got drafted to the Redskins or the Commanders now. He did like 3 years in the league, did another 5 to 6 in Canada. And once football told him no, he came back, kind of revamped the name. So he changed it to DB Select. The training space got kind of watered down. Everybody wanted to be a trainer. So we wanted to start something new, fresh. And originally he started DB Select because he wanted to train. You guys heard of the Elite 11?
Yeah.
So he changed it to DB Select 13 because he just wanted to change.
Get away from that.
Get away from like training. He just wanted to train like the top 13 best DBs in California. But again, it's like we care about our city. We care about these kids, the community. Parents are calling, so the name just stuck to DB Select. But we train everything, But again, it's more than just training. For me, it was mentorship, helping these kids from my neighborhood. Because I grew up in Oak Park, and I went to school in Elk Grove. And Brandon grew up in, I think, Elder Creek and went to school in Elk Grove. But we have 4 or 5 other guys who grew up in different parts of the city. And everybody's walk of life is different, but one of these kids could relate to us, and we could help each kid differently, So it became that, man. And then Brandon got into coaching, so he coached at Cal Poly last year, and then this past season Sac State. So when he stepped away, I had to take over. I didn't want the business to fold. Like, this is what I love to do. So I'm not going to stop it. So I ended up taking over, and, we're still running, man. We've been doing it. We changed the name in 2018. It's 2024, about to be 2025. And, we're a big staple in the city. But, it's more than football for us. Football is the blue magic. We get them in a headlock. That's what football does. And we feed them the good stuff when it comes about being a better young man, be a better leader in a community, being a better kid at home, being a better student. And just teach them life lessons because they haven't been our age and we've been theirs. So we give back, and that's what we care about the most. But the football part is fun. That's just the fun part for us, So,
yeah.
So then like you said, I after I coached at Sheldon for 3 years, I took the job at Sac City for 3 years, kind of stepped away after that 3rd year, and then Coach Walk brought me back. So I've been there for another 2 years this year and last year and the year before, so going on another 3 years. But again, it's, for me, I see it as a way to still help my kids, the ones who don't get scholarships. Come to Sac City, do what you're supposed to do, and I'll still help you. So that was my reason why I'm going to Sac City, where coaching high school football, it's like, it's cool, but it's not enough, respectfully, it's not enough money in Sacramento. Like LA they pay, obviously Texas they pay.
Texas football.
Like a $5,000 stipend or $3,000 stipend at the end of the year, that's pennies for all the work we do as coaches.
Yeah, because it's a 24/7 job.
No, for sure. And,
Yeah.
and it's from spring, it's year round, really, because you got to make sure your kids are good. And that's why they hire teachers out here, because they're already at the school, they're already getting paid, and then at the end of the year, the head coach get like a $5,000 bonus check. But even then, that's still the money I know what like these schools are getting in LA and what they're getting out in Texas. Like, we're so far behind, and that's why we don't really have the powerhouse. Folsom's good, Grant's good. They go down to LA and they play the top, the top tier LA teams, not the normal ones like the Boscos, Modern Day. They can't hold a candle to them, because those coaches out there are getting paid. They're recruiting. They're bringing in kids, out here. They win out here. They win from here probably to the Valley, to Fresno, Bakersfield, but maybe to Utah. But, like, other than that, like, there's so much money in being involved with everything. So, but, yeah, man, I got into that. But, training's my thing. Like you said, I train a lot of NFL players, a lot of college players, a lot of youth, man, and it's fun. It's not work, it's just what I love to do.
Absolutely.
Can you kind of name off the most notable names that you personally work with in terms of college or NFL guys?
NFL guys, Eric Armstead, who was with the Niners for 9 years. Now he's with Jacksonville. That's my brother. Shout out to Eric. Taron Johnson, Sheldon alum. I've been knowing Taron actually since he was 10, but he plays for the Buffalo Bills, the highest paid nickel in the NFL. LaVelle Bailey, if you guys know LaVelle from Burbank, he's from Sacramento. Who else, man? There's a lot. There's the list goes. There's like 11. Terrence Mitchell from Burbank.
Yep.
He
played for the Chiefs. Played for the Browns.
Browns journeyman, but he's year 11. He done 11 years in the league. I've been knowing T since he was probably like in 8th grade too. Like, that's my guy. Shout out. We still work out to this day. He's not on the roster right now, but I see him every Wednesday just to get some field work in, just to make sure he's ready. And a lot of young dudes. Some dudes are not from SAC. The other one, Carl Granderson.
Oh yeah, Big Carl.
Big Grando. He's originally went to Burbank, but he graduated from Grant. Plays for the Saints. But the rest of the dudes, they're pretty young cats who are undrafted, and they're from like different areas. Not a lot of people know who they are, but shout out to my guys. Deron Bland for the Cowboys. He's from Modesto, but went to Sac State. Maurice Norris. He's from Fresno. Jalen Cropper's from Fresno. Maurice plays with the Lions. Cropper played with the Cowboys too, with Deron. Shout out to my guy Mosby. Mosby plays with the Green Bay Packers. I worked with a handful of dudes, man, and it's never been about me. It's always just giving back and helping them. And shout out to Eric for and some of the other dudes earlier in the process of pros that I worked with to lay this foundation for me to continue to work with pros.
That's beautiful. Shout out to all those athletes and all those men, especially Eric, considering that he went to PG, was, from near that Elk Grove area, and then obviously played for the hometown Niners for a lot of years and was a multi-time nominated Man of the Year award. Yeah. So, shout out to him. Unfortunately, obviously, John Lynch, couldn't make the contract work, so obviously he had to go to Jacksonville. Yeah. But, shout out to him. Obviously, he did a lot of great stuff for the Elk Grove, Sacramento community, obviously giving back with education. For sure. Giving out books to the kids, laptops to the kids. Yeah. So I've kept tabs on him a little bit, so shout out to Eric. Yeah, shout out to Taron, I went to high school with Taron.
Yeah, you did.
I was a sophomore and played with him on varsity when he was a senior.
Yeah.
And yeah, so just knowing how good he was at Sheldon, and to see him go to Weber, and then obviously when he was at the combine, everyone only remembers the head bob thing.
Yeah.
But to see him go through that and then to fucking become the best nickel in the league.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to say that I can say I played with a dude like that. So.
That was bro, the one when the ball.
Yeah, that was him. That was him.
Yeah, that was Taron.
That's crazy work. Yeah. I'm not as well versed in like athletes as much as bro. So a lot of times I'm gonna be lost in certain things. But that's crazy.
No, that was him. Yeah, when it was like a viral thing in 2018. When
Cause he from the city?
Yeah.
No, he played. I played with him at Sheldon.
Yeah, shout out, bro.
Yeah, shout out him.
Nah, he's a good dude, man. I love T like that. It never really bothered him, like it was embarrassing at the moment, but like we said, all publicity is good publicity.
Absolutely. I was just about to say, it brought attention to his name.
Brought more attention to him, and like they were like, dang, that's the dude that got hit in the head. He came out to be a baller. Like,
yeah, best nickel in the league, highest paid nickel in the league.
He was a second team All Pro.
Yeah.
And that dude is a testimony of just hard work. Like, he doesn't have a superpower, which a lot of these do.
He's a Swiss Army knife. He does a little bit of everything for Buffalo's defense.
He's not the fastest dude on the field. He's not the biggest. He's not the strongest. But his work ethic is like an A+, man. We got to tell him to sit down sometime and enjoy the fruit of his labor. Because I remember 2 years ago, after they lost before the Super Bowl, he came home like, yo, got to get back to work. I'm like, no, you don't. Go enjoy. Go get on break. Go take a vacation. Last year he got paid again, so he was like, I'm going to go on vacation. We was like, all right, good.
Yeah.
Get out of here because he works so hard. So, you know, I love when T's around because he shows the kids, like, what it looks like. You know, you tell them all the time, yo, you need to do this, you need to do this. And when he comes home, they see it. They like, oh, that's what y'all mean.
Yeah, he's
like,
leading by example.
Exactly. He's a man of few words. He don't talk a lot. Unless you know him and like he's comfortable around you, like he'll converse, but like out there on the field, like, he don't really talk. Unless you ask him questions.
Yeah.
He just works. You know, he puts his hard hat on and his boots on, and he just get to work.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm a firm believer, bro, that like, I mean, it's said across the board. I feel like with a lot of people, hard work beats talent every time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, even if he's not specifically special in like one thing, if bro's just working hard, he's gonna be successful.
Not for sure.
Shout out him, bro. That's crazy. I didn't know
he goes crazy. No. When he got drafted by Buffalo, I think it was in the third round he got drafted. Fourth round. Okay, so yeah, but like, as I watched him progress and become the player he is now, I'm just like, bro, that's dope as fuck. Like, I don't know, bro, but at the same time, I can be like, you know what I mean? I play with that cat. You know what I mean? Like, he's killing it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to also another young man who's trying to make it into the league right now, Alex. Shout out to Alex, man.
Oh yeah.
He just signed back with New York.
Yeah, look, and I feel bad. If you see this, Alex, you know I love you, brother. My bad.
No. Shout out to Alex Cook, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to his dad. I got a lot of respect for that
Jets
family.
Or Giants?
The Giants.
Yeah. So
he originally came out of college out of Washington. He went to New York Giants. Was on the practice squad for a bit. Obviously, was went to Carolina, I think, last year. Then played some snaps for Carolina at safety. Then this year he got put back on the practice squad. They didn't put him on active roster right away. But then obviously, I think after the preseason or after even week one, then week 1 or week 2 they released him, and then now he's back with the New York Giants.
Yeah, Carolina must have. We thought he was going to start and play.
I thought so too, because he started last year. Like towards the end of last year, the last 4 or 5 games for Carolina, he was their starting safety.
Yeah, and even this year, he was a starter on their special teams. He started on all special teams. He went from being the number 2 to a starter, back to number 2, and started on all special teams to be a cut. And it was like a yo-yo. Like week 1 they cut him, week 4 they brought him back, week 5 they cut him, week 8 they brought him back.
Yeah.
Week 9 they cut him. Week 11 they brought him back, and then now they released him, or he was on the practice squad, and then the Giants needed depth and need a guy to come in and play right away. So that's where he went. The coaches knew him. They just brought him back, and he signed because at the end of the day, it's a business. It's tough, being in it, hearing stories and stuff like that. Man, it's tough. So, but I'm happy that he's back. At the end of the day, he has a son. He has a family. This is his dream and goal. He need to get that money, man. He gotta pay bills and take care of his family.
Absolutely. And last but not least, future guest of the show, the guy Lamar, man, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Paige.
Shout out Lamar, man.
Paige, I love you, bro.
Shout out
these
to
cameras,
you,
bro. These lights is getting to me. But yeah, Lamar's another one, man. I've been knowing Lamar since he was like 9. He played for the Sacramento Raiders growing up. I've been training him. He didn't want to play football. That's funny. I asked him.
Really?
And when he was in 8th grade, 9th grade, the dude was skateboarding down Whitelock. Like, he really didn't want to play football. Like, he liked football. He never loved it like that.
Which is so crazy because we were the same graduating class. Yep. And like when we were all seniors and we played Franklin that year, he was all we talked about that whole week because he was obviously a big 4 or 5 star recruiter.
Yeah, he was the number 1 safety in the country coming out of Sacramento.
Yeah.
Or Elk Grove. But yeah, growing up, like, he liked football and all his boys, shout out to the Rellies. They all love football. And, Paige was, a freshman. Well, freshman year, he played Pop Warner because he didn't have grades. So he out there in 8th playing with, 14U, and he looked like Cam Newton. These dudes like 6'2", 170 pounds as a 14-year-old. And now he's 6'3", 205. He's a
shout out to the Falcons. He's on the
shout
Falcons
out to the Falcons,
right
man. Shout out to Paige, man. Again, another dude that, light bulb turned on, and he used his God-given talent to get him through school and get him to the league, man. Shout out to UP.
Damn, because he wanted to hit kickflips instead?
Bro, I'm telling you.
That's hella funny.
Downright like skateboard. He liked football. Like, he liked it, but like...
In terms of playing it.
Yeah, because like he was never the grown up playing Pop Warner. Like, if you play for the... Like, there was like maybe 2 inner city teams back then. It was the Sacramento Raiders and the South Sac Vikings. And P didn't really like even now, like, I still tease him, like, he didn't really want to run through nobody's face. Like, he was one of those dudes that let people, like, he didn't really care. Like, he was just out there.
He was nonchalant.
Yeah, like, not even that. It's just, like, he was just out there because the homies were out there. And, like, he was good. But that was, like, you know, that was his kick it time. I get to kick it with my cousins, my brothers, my friends.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to play for the Sacramento Raiders. He didn't really see, like, and to a lot of people, it shocked him, too, because, again, he wasn't the superstar in Pop Warner. He didn't become a superstar in Pop Warner until his freshman year. He didn't make grades, but he was young enough to play 8th grade football again, and he was bigger than everybody. And that's when he realized, like, oh, I could actually be good. And he thought he was a quarterback. He became a safety, corner. He plays corner now.
Yeah, he plays corner, yeah.
But, you know, he was just one of those stories. It's like he was out there just...
Played running back, too, didn't he? At least at Franklin?
Yeah, in high school, he played everything. You know, he was the best player on the field.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I remember him playing multiple positions.
Yeah.
Didn't you, South Sac Vikings, weren't you their water boy?
You're fucking disgusting.
Or something like that?
No, I played for the South Sac Vikings right before they folded, but yeah.
Yeah, man. We used to have battles. Sacramento Raiders, South Sac Vikings, man.
I remember that, though, because I think I went to one of your games. He's fast out there, bro. Here's your water.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's good.
He runs down, too, and grabs the tee.
For sure.
After kickoff.
Absolutely.
I see him. He
No,
hustles.
he's good.
All right.
What do they call those ball boys? Hey, no,
okay.
really quick. I know the side thing. Ball boys, bro, make like a minimum of like 50,000 a year.
No, for
man.
sure.
Oh, in the league, for
That
sure.
is fucking
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
But
Water
here's the
boys
question.
make the same amount, like 50,
do
60,000.
they pay the same thing? Like if you on the road, those taxes, or are there water or maybe there's water?
Well, that's probably a more complicated
More
answer.
specific
I
to
think
the
that's more,
stadium.
yeah, I think that's more of like a just... shoot, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, that's
Hey,
like,
where's Dennis, the water boy, to travel one?
Yeah, it might be. You know, it might be just because you do travel and you're working in a different state, so you may get.
It may work out that way. Yeah.
That's crazy word.
Diabolical.
Well, you had a chance, bro, but it's
You
all
know
good.
what? Fuck you.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, no, shout out to all those men that we talked about. I would love to try to get all those guys on here one day. You know what I mean? So I'm going to shoot my shot with Thomas in the building for sure. Lamar already said he'll come on, so we got to obviously work that out when the season's over. Lamar, shout out to you, though. Shout out to you getting on to the Falcons. So now we're going to kind of hit the rewind button a little bit. Obviously, you graduated in 07, like you said, right?
Yep.
So can you talk about what the recruiting process was like in 07? Because I'd imagine it's a lot different compared to now.
Man.
So can you kind of hit the VHS for us a little bit?
Whoa, I'm not that old. now.
Damn.
My bad.
Do you mind busting out the Rolodex for us?
Right? Sundial.
Yeah,
like, nah,
exactly.
It was different. We had DVDs, man. We had to burn DVDs.
Yeah. He's not blowing dust off his VHS.
Yeah, most kids don't even know what that is now.
Crazy word.
So in training, I'll tell the kids like, yo, y'all got 15 gassers today, but I'll knock some gassers off if you can actually answer these trivia questions. Who knows what a VHS is? And them they look around at each other and they like,
What?
VCs like video games. I'm like, get on the line.
Get on the line right now.
But when I was growing up, man, recruiting was hard, man, because there was no direct access to coaches. Like right now, I live on Twitter because all the coaches are on Twitter, and that's how I help my kids. So for us, we had to burn a DVD, but like you got to think about it. You burn a DVD and you put it in a manila folder and you send it to a college, they got baskets and baskets of
those same, yep.
So like my cousin Brandon used to tell me, and I never thought of this, but like his manila folder was pink or a lime green
to try to stand out.
Out in a pile of
all the tan ones. Yeah.
So like he was like, yeah, my dad used to get different color ones so mine could stand out because everybody's using manila folders or the tan or the orange ones or whatever, but like mine stood out. So the only way you could really get in contact with schools back then, they'll call your school. Yeah. They'll talk to your head coach.
And if your relationship wasn't great with that coach, and you wasn't getting no type of play.
You wasn't getting no type of play. So, where, a lot of dudes had that issue. I had that issue too. Like me being one of the better kids in the area, I never heard anything. And like our coach.
So you're saying Coach Lombardi wasn't feeling you?
I think what Lombardi used to tell people, like I wasn't ready, which isn't fair to me because it's like, yo, how do you know I'm not ready? You
Right,
know?
right.
You know, I have a lot of love from Coach Lombardi still. Like, he's still a good dude. I think it was just his methods and ways because he was older and, you know.
He was a very old school coach.
And he coached a couple pro dudes before, so, like, his standards of me being compared to them weren't the same. So, and if you didn't get directly talk to a coach, like, you kind of get lost in the shuffle. And that's why a lot of dudes did go JUCO. I had the grades. I had the SAT scores. I was one of the better players in the school. I never had no issues at the school. You know, me being undersized, you know, 5'9", 5'8", 190 pounds, 185 pounds coming out of high school. Like, I'm not that small. I mean, maybe to go to the big schools, but at the end of the day, it just takes a coach to fall in love with you and like you. So, you know, I didn't get my op that I felt like I could have got, so I went JUCO. But yeah, man, it was hard getting recruited, you know. I mean, and it sucked for guys like, you know, again, for me, like in my situation is, you know, at the end of the day, no woe is me. You know, God got a plan for everybody. But, you know, my name was in the paper every week. You know, I'm on the news every week. Like, you know, when teams played me, like, they focused on me.
Yeah.
You know, so those all line up to being I'm first team all everything. I'm SAC B all everything. And I didn't get a scholarship, which you kind of find out I had 3 I just didn't know about. You know,
Speak on that. What happened with that?
Just again, you know, Coach Lombardi, you know, just felt like I wasn't ready, so he didn't tell me.
No.
Yeah, so you know, I don't know what 3 schools. I think I knew one of them was Idaho.
But they were like for surely 3 D1 schools.
Yeah, 3 D1 schools. Yeah, me, Cam Morris, and Alex would have got it, but Alex tore his ACL. But Cam had one. But like Davis wanted Cam to come play running back, so he was just like, "Nah, I'm cool." And Cam's a lawyer now, so he ended up going to Columbia. And yeah, shout out to Cam Morris.
Hella smart.
Yeah, hella smart. But like for me, it was like, yo, like, and I found out later.
That's,
you know,
wow, bro.
But again, you know, like
Damn.
I'm older, you know, mid-30s, so for me, it's just like I said, God got a plan for everybody.
Absolutely.
It just wasn't my plan to go right away, or he wanted to teach me a lesson. Like, yo, like, yeah, you the man right now, but like, go struggle a little bit and see what you know, it made me stronger mentally. It sucks though, you know, it's like, dang, my life could have been a little bit different. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like my life is my life right now, and I love it. So,
absolutely. Well, to kind of also, like I said, rewind a little bit. When you finished playing at UNLV, did you ever have any thoughts or ideas to kind of go like the route your cousin did with playing Canadian or maybe some arena leagues? Or did you ever try anything out like that?
Nah, because, again, like, I knew how hard that stuff was, man. Like, you know, not having an agent, you know, not having the statistics of being at UNLV, having the numbers. Like, again, it was like, it was a tough road, man. Like, and I wasn't the superior athlete I was when I was in high school, when I got to college. You know, a lot of politics happen when you get to the next level. I thought about it, but, you know, again, it's like, you know, I kind of figured out, like, what my calling was, and it was just giving back, helping the kids. So, you know, I always say I want to be in the NFL, but I train NFL players. So, to me, I'm in the NFL because that's my product, you know.
Right.
Or I'm helping that guy who's already, he's there for a reason. I'm just here to, you know, provide a service to help them in the off season. So, for me, it's like, I go to NFL games. You know, this year I went to New Orleans to go watch, you know, Carl. I got to be on the field.
That was dope.
You know, that's my dog. Like, we went out to eat after. Like, met some of the pros. Like, man, it was dope. You know, I did that with Eric. You know, trying to get out to Buffalo. Like, you know, so you know, it sucked. You know that, you know, I didn't. But it's not as easy as people think. Like, I'm just gonna hop off the porch and go try out for Canada. It's like, them dudes in Canada were superstars at their school who just didn't make it to the league, or they were in the league and they didn't get their fair shake, so they bounced back to Canada. Yeah. So it ain't no regular degglers in Canada. Them dudes are elite football players still. It just, their path or their journey was hard, and they didn't get a fair shake in the league, so they had to go to Canada. And Canada is like, yeah, it's professional, you make some decent money up there, but some of them dudes treat it like junior college. Like, I'm finna go here for 2 years, get my film, and I'm trying to get back to the NFL.
Right.
You know,
so it's really dog eat dog.
Yeah, it is.
Canada.
Because them dudes, like, some dudes are comfortable. You know, some dudes become Canadian citizens because the life in Canada is easy peasy. Like, they're, you know, knowing dudes. Even my cousin who went, he was like, you know, in the NFL, you get to the facility at 8 a.m. You know, your treatment, rehab. you eat, practice, more film, treatment, rehab. Most dudes don't leave until like 5 p.m. He's in Canada. You get to the facility at 9, and you out of there at 1. You know.
Oh, so life's really sweet.
Yeah. But I mean, it is. But it's
Aside
like
If you're an established player, I mean.
But even then, money's different there too because
it's
like,
hella taxed.
You get double taxed because you're not a Canadian citizen. So it's like 75 to 80 cents to the dollar. Canada's hella expensive.
Yeah.
So you're not really getting
that free healthcare ain't really free.
And it's not. And the free healthcare is free, but like you're on a waiting list.
Yeah,
the only time you get it right away is if you're a professional athlete out there. But even then, the money wise is like. So that's why most dudes become a Canadian citizen because they'll get top dollar and they're not getting taxed. But the highest paid player in Canada is getting $500,000.
I would say not even $1 million.
Yeah, 500. So if you come out of college, you're getting paid like to them not anymore because you're getting more money in college. But when I was growing up, like coming out of college, you may go to Canada and you're like, oh, I'm making some bread up here. It's cool. But it ain't really no money up there like that either. Like some dudes use it as a stepping stone to get back to the league. Some dudes use, like Brandon when he was here, it was a 6-month job up there, and he came home and trained the kids, and that was his 6-month job while he was home.
Yeah.
It's just the way you monopolize it and monetize it.
You gotta really love the game to fucking
play in Canada.
To play.
I mean, most people who play football, play any sports, it's like you
gotta really have love for it.
Yeah, you love it, man, and it's like it's still an opportunity. Again, you still get some money, like you're getting paid to play a game that you love, like a regular salary, or not even regular. It's like you probably come home, like the minimum salary up there is like $90K. You'll come home, depending on how you got your thing set up, to like $20,000 in your pocket. But if you get to like the $120,000 contract and living and stuff, you can make $80,000 to $100,000, and that's still more than working, at Macy's or working. You know what I'm saying? So like. Yeah, I love the sport. It takes care of me still, and I still get perks, benefits, and I'm still trying to go to the NFL, and this is a stepping stone. But if I become the man out here, then I'll just stay here. Make a living out here, grow a fan base. Now I'm getting more money for my jerseys. I'm the big face out here. So some dudes like Jeremiah Masoli been there for 8 years, 9. No, probably like 10 now, and he from Frisco. Went to Frisco City. Went to Oregon. Played NFL, went to Canada. He good.
Been working out, yeah.
Yeah, he good, so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one last thing to kind of touch on your youth was who would you say when you were a player was your biggest influence when it comes to a coach you had or just some kind of figure in your life?
Man. I used to look up to my cousin Tyson. He played he went to Florin. Got a scholarship to Hawaii, bounced back, went to AR, played at Baylor. He was like the first person I was really around that was like an elite football player that was in my family, and it was tangible for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then coaching wise, like I love Coach Plumtree. My youth Pop Warner coaches were cool. I love all of them too. They made me who I am. They molded me a lot from being afraid to not being afraid, But when I got to high school, Coach Plumtree, with my freshman JV coach, I have a special place for him, man. I give him a lot of credit for, teaching me other things, not more than just being a football player, but like being a team player. Everything's not always about you. Yeah, you're special, but how do I infect my teammates with my abilities? How do I make my teammates play harder? He made me become a leader. And then my uncle E, Brandon's dad, played a big role in my life too. Even now with this mentor stuff, give me this space, a platform to come back and train kids. So, but yeah, my cousin Tyson for sure. A lot of my coaches in the Sacramento Raiders, my cousin the Goldwire family, Coach Dan, Coach Kev. Shit, my mom coached for a minute too.
Oh shit! Shout out to mom.
Shout out to Mom Dukes, man. She was a thug out there, yelling at all the boys.
Yeah.
But also being motherly too when they got yelled at when it wasn't their fault. And high school wise, Coach Plumtree, and that dude taught me a lot. And then I still have good relationships. Those are the main ones that my uncle, my dad as well. Those played a big role in me growing up. When I got to college, it was my running back coach, Coach Smith. He's the running back coach for the Colts right now. My guy, my man, 50 Grand. I talked to him a lot. My guy, Coach Sink, who recruited me and my boy Jeezy to go to UNLV. I got a real good relationship with him. My guy, JD Williams, who's a DB coach at Fresno. Love JD. You know, he taught me a lot when I was in college. So, yeah, man, like, I mean, at the end of the day, I give it all to the Lord, man, because he built me. But the guys who influenced me, those are a lot of my influences growing up, man. I can't just say it was one person.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bunch of different ways to slice the pie, and you know, I have a bunch of different pieces of pies from everybody who helped mold me to the person I am today. So,
it sounds like you have a really supportive team around you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Or at least the people at those phases of your life, you know what I mean? You had a lot of good support.
Yeah. You
around
know,
you.
I think growing up, you know, being grateful for everything, you know, didn't you know come from the big house, you know, so. And I was a good kid, man. My mom and my dad did a really, really good job with me, and very respectful and you know, very grateful when I meet certain people, and you know, it's always genuine, you know, like you know, I give respect, you know, to get it back. But yeah, you know, really good support. You know, at the end of the day, it's because I think I come off as a good person, and I always wanted to learn. I never disrespected anybody. So when people, you know, good people need good people. You know, as I grow up, it's like you gravitate towards people that are trying to do something, you know, and that are respectful or good. Like even this right here is like, man, I knew this dude since he was in high school, you know, and he hit me, and I'm like, man, good kid, man, and he doing what he loves, and I'm gonna go support because you know he's a good person, you know. So, you know, I think growing up being you know, being a positive person helped me build my community, you know, my village, and you know, I still have those. And I believe, you know, my dad taught me it's about who you know, not what you know. You know, so, you know, I became interested in those people because I knew they were higher levels, higher positions, but, you know, you learn a lot from people. So, you know, I take pieces where I can.
Absolutely. Shout out to you. I mean, obviously as a player, I loved playing for you. I mean, I hated that you left my senior year to go coach Sac City.
My bad.
But no, you're good. But besides that though, like obviously as a player, I enjoyed playing for you. Like you, Coach Edwards, Coach LaChapelle, the funniest coach I've ever fucking been around.
Yeah.
He was literally, he's like low-key a psychopath, but in the most
sure.
funniest way possible.
But that's a deal. Like he played in the league.
And he did.
You know, when
they were the LA Rams way back in the
he
day.
played for the
Oh,
Chiefs.
Cuz is old.
Yeah, he's older than me, but it's like, you know, you be around those dudes, like, you kind of figure, like, there's something off about them. You know? I mean, y'all laughing, but
No, but dead ass though, you're right.
There's
you're absolutely
always
right.
something, like, you gotta be a level of crazy
to make it
that
Absolutely.
far.
Yeah.
Like, Brandon, again, I always revert back to B because I've been with him for so long.
Yeah.
And he's 5'10", B. Yeah. He 5'10".
Yeah.
He a $185.
Yeah.
He wasn't the fastest, but he was fast. He's not the biggest, he's not the strongest, but he made it. But like mentally,
geared a little different.
Yeah, man. Like I watched dude, like he's the first dude I ever seen talk to himself, like for real. Like after 10 gassers by himself, will go run, take full speed, like by himself. Like when you by yourself and you can run 10 gassers and like damn near collapse because you're tired because you gave max effort on every rep, and then you get up and you just walk around the field and talk to yourself, like you're a little off.
Yeah.
You know, but like those dudes make it, you know, and like Coach LaChapelle, you're a little off.
I loved him for it though.
I loved it, but you respect it because it's like that's what made them, and that's the reason why they got there is because you gotta be a little different. Like you gotta go to where nobody else is willing to go. Like you gotta, like we always tell the kids, like when you get to that wall, the real ones push through that wall and they keep going. A lot of people stop at the wall and be like, hey, I made it, or I got there, or whatever the case. That wall could be a reference for a lot of things, but most people stop. The great ones, they go through that wall and they keep going till they hit another wall. And when we get to that one, they keep going. So, you know, you say that, but it's, if you get to be around a lot of these pros, it's like there's something different about them, you know. You realize it. So, like, now, like, Coach Law was crazy, but it's like, I've been around enough pros. Like, a lot of these dudes, like, again, T crazy. Like, all you want to do is work out, bro? That's all you... All right, cool. But, like, people are not built like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Coach Law was crazy. But, like, I understand now.
I fucking love
I
Coach
feel like
Law.
that first coaches meeting has got to be wild work. Like, the first time you met him, did you recognize that already?
Yeah. Just, like, but, again, it's like, I'm always like, why is he like this?
Yeah.
You know, like I try to figure out the why in people.
Mm.
You know, he a cool white dude, kind of look like Vanilla Ice. So he got a little swag to him.
Tall.
Yeah.
He's like 6'5".
Yeah, like 6'4". He went to UCLA. You know, like, but like he has this demeanor, like yo, like. But when I get around people like that, it's like it makes sense because it's like I'm like the 1%. You know what I'm saying? Like I play in the NFL, that's the 1%. Like. And you realize, like, oh, okay, yeah. But I like the energy. I love it. So for me, I just sit there and laugh because it's like I get it. You know, some people might throw him off a little bit. Like, yo, he different. Like, yeah, he played NFL. You gotta be different.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that coaches meetings. I'm chill. Like, I'm very laid back. I'm a people watcher. So like, when I'm in meetings like that, I just sit there and just kind of evaluate or. You know, after we'll talk, I'm like, yo, you know, I know what you did. Like, you know, respect to you. Like, let's go win some games now. You know, I know what type of time you on. I'm either gonna match your energy or like I can't mess with him like that. But it's like let's go win some football games. You know.
Yeah, I absolutely. Even though he wasn't my position coach or nothing, I absolutely loved Coach LaChapelle because I knew Coach was different. When the first practice I ever seen him come out, Bruck came out in the Army vest and weighted Army vest and everything. Yeah. And he wore it every practice. He wore the weighted vest every practice. And you knew he was coming because you would hear, "Let's go, gentlemen." Like he'd make himself known. So like I would smile because I know he would give the receivers hell because he was mostly a receivers coach. So I know he would give them hell, but especially in the film room. I've never heard so much cussing in my life than when you're with him in the field room. Especially when like Spivey or someone would drop a fucking ball. Oh man, no Diddy, but he would dig in their ass like something serious.
Hey, yo, pause.
Something serious. That's why I said no Diddy. That's why I said no Diddy.
No Diddy shit don't help the boy.
But seriously though, like he really cussed them out something serious, and I'd be like, man, I'm glad he's not my position coach, but I'm gonna definitely like enjoy that energy from afar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That just made me think of some funny shit. Which is ironic because it's like his son, Chance, is nothing like that. So it's like that's definitely like an opposite like of you type situation.
Kaz is probably like his mom.
Nah.
No, because his mom was an athlete too. Like
Chance was like God gifted abilities, but mentally he was just a kid. You know, his daughter Tatum was the gangster. Like she was. When I watched Tatum play a soccer game when she was 11. She scored 11 goals. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I have an objective.
Yeah, nah,
the Terminator.
But like again, Pops is wild. Like Pops is like, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it at your best capabilities.
Yes.
And she was elite, so like she was her dad. Chance wasn't. Mom was cool. Chance was a goober. Like he was
a straight up goober.
Yeah, like he'll do stupid stuff. You just look at him like, did you really just do that? And he'd be like, what? Like not knowing like it was stupid. But he was 6'4".
Had a good arm.
Yeah, he ended up going to San Jose State, graduating from there and playing tight end, from playing quarterback to tight end. But like, he was a damn good athlete, but like mentally it didn't click until he got to college, where his sister was the alpha. We like, damn, Chance. Like I even tell him like, if you just act like your sister, you would get this thing figured out. But he would just, and for every other kid, like it clicks differently. Like the light bulb comes on at different times, and for him. Luckily for him, he actually went JUCO first. He went to ARC.
Yeah, he did.
And then gray shirted, and then that spring he got a scholarship to San Jose State. But it didn't click for him till he got to college. You know, but if it would have clicked in high school, he probably would have went to USC type because he was just that athletic and that good. You know?
Yeah. Or UCLA. They're the better school.
Yeah.
Fuck UCLA.
Yeah. Shout out to Deshaun Foster. You the homie. I ain't gonna speak bad on UCLA.
Well, I don't. Not the Foster specifically,
but fight on.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I'm a USC fan too, so fight on. Yeah, absolutely.
I know he's a USC fan, so I owe.
We got that dub last night. I'm a big SC fan.
Absolutely, everyone doubted us.
Yeah,
came down.
I doubted.
No, absolutely. You're also diabetic. So to kind of also touch on the brand DB Select, right? So can you kind of talk about your role specifically with DB Slick? I know you kind of touched on. You said you were all like an owner for a year, but like generally speaking, when all the pieces are there, what would you say is your role with the company?
I mean, rightfully, like I'm me. I got a lot of love and respect from the city, but Brandon is the face. He's and me for me it was like I'm his right hand. Without yin and yang. Good cop, bad cop. It was his idea. We kind of stepped away from the True Grit stage with Pops because his dad owned it. Dad was trying to give it to us, but really didn't want to let go. Like, it's his baby. He created it. He wanted to give it over, but there were things that we were trying to do that he wasn't really letting us do. So, like, B was like, you know what? I'm not finna argue with him no more. We just finna do. I'm like, whatever you want to do, bro. Like, I'm with you. You my brother. We gonna get it done. And it was his idea. Like I said, it originally stemmed from the Elite 11. It was originally called DB Select 13. Again, he wanted to just train the best 13 DBs in Cali. And then once we started training kids, you get families that call and then that tugs on the heart cord because, at the end of the day, our mission is to give back to our city. We from here and we want to help all the kids from here. So it's basically True Grit again. Like, it's all the same trainers. It's all the same people. The name was just different. And just me and B, bro, like, from, coming up with the logo, going through pictures, like, yeah, that's it. Nah, that's not it. Shout out to our boy Steve Christian who made the logo for us. He was one of the kids that trained, or guys that trained with us, and he's a genius now. He lives in Reno doing amazing things, but I was B's right hand, like whatever. We used to wake up in the morning and just, chop wood at it, trying to figure this thing out. Neither one of us are businessmen. We didn't go to school for business. We were just out there rolling the dice and trial and error. Like, yeah, that worked, that didn't work, and we did it yearly. Like, what worked for us? When was the peak of our time? When is the downtime? All right, what was our best phases? So we had to learn and we built, and it was just a lot of us. It was just our brothers, like the dudes we trained with growing up. So it was me and B, and then Big Larry came on. Shout out to Big L.
I never saw the biggest dude in the world would scream my name in the most highest pitched voice ever. It's the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah, Big
like,
L.
imagine a dude that's bigger than Matthew, but with like literally just a squeaky ass voice.
Yeah. Oh damn! Like the helium type.
When he yells, when he yells, normal is normal.
No, when he yells though,
what the fuck? Like, yeah,
that shit would kill me.
And he got in trouble. What was our Miss Duncan?
Oh yeah, Miss Duncan. Yeah,
you can't cuss at the kids like this. But Big L, Eddie Ume, Big Ed, Asa Jackson. Asa actually played in the NFL too. Won a Super Bowl with the Ravens.
Yes. Yep.
So it was us five. We were, and my boy Jeezy, Mike Grant. He played at Laguna. We went to Sierra UNLV together. So it was us six that really held it down. And but it was mainly me and B. Larry would come in and help. Ed would come in and help. Asa would come in and help. But like, they all had different aspirations, but they helped when they could, or when they were home for a period of time, like, yo, I'm rocking. We like, cool, we need your help. But yeah, B, it was, B was he led the ship, and people was like, oh, you need to do your own thing. I'm like, nah, like, it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like yin and yang. It's like when Jordan wouldn't win all them rings without Pippen. You know what I'm saying? And then when Jordan left,
Pippen couldn't do it without him.
Pippen couldn't do it without him. So like, for me, it's like, we the Jordan and Pippen of this thing, and it's like, yeah, by myself I could get buckets. You watch Pippen get buckets, and he averaged hella points and rebounds, triple doubles. He damn near MVP, right? But like, they didn't win no shit because Jordan was gone. So like, in our case, like, B Jordan, I'm Pippen, and I'm cool with that. Like, I don't have no egos, because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's not about what we got. It's about giving back and helping these kids. So long as the mission is still the mission of helping kids get out of their neighborhoods or help the kids go pro, and it's not even just pro anymore. Like, we don't do ultimatums. It's not NFL or something. It's NFL and something. Like, when you get to school, like, meet your professors. Figure out what else you want to do, because we know the NFL stands for not for long. B played in the league. He's not a multi-millionaire. Like, he getting out the mud still like everybody else. So we got to prep and show these kids, like, yo, like, yeah, the goal is the NFL, but what else are you going to do? What else are you good at? Because, like Big Larry didn't play in the league, but he make a lot more money than a lot of these NFL players because he does dog stuff.
Yes,
like,
he does.
Transport dogs, he trains dogs, he breeds dogs, he board dogs. A lot of money in dogs. But he make a lot more money than a lot of these NFL players. But people don't know that because
they don't think dogs is the same as the NFL.
You know, like, I got a kid, his name is Curtis. Shout out to Kurt. He went to Lewis and Clark. Got his degree. He owns his own financial firm. He makes more money. He manages these NFL players' money.
Oh, damn.
Shout out to him, man. That's beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's dudes like that that's been a part of our program that are doing great things and make a lot more money than me and B. But it was because, and now because of that platform, we could help these kids do something else other than football. Like, yo, like, football's great. We're not saying don't give it all, but, like, as you're doing something with football, you got to do something else, too, because we also know sports depression is real. We don't want you to battle that because I grew up when football was done for me. I didn't know what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be. It was football or nothing, and it's nothing right now, and it sucks. You're empty. You got to deal with people like, yo, what happened? You was the guy. Why you didn't make it? Like, you know, that stuff take a toll on you, you know. But now it's like, if football don't happen for you, you can still go make six figures. Right. And that's why I kind of do like the NIL space, because now you can get paid from being your name, image, and likeness. So, like, these dudes, Kai Cenat getting millions of dollars just streaming.
Yeah. He
ain't famous. He didn't do nothing. He turned on the camera.
He just went viral one day, and now he's making M's.
T-Pain makes 60 bands a month just playing video games, and he sucks.
Yeah. He's not, but because he's T-Pain, that's a part of it.
But again, it's like there's so many other avenues of these dudes.
That's the world of the internet.
And it's like, yo, use it. Or let me get you in touch with somebody who I know who can do it or who's doing it. So, yeah, you can play football. Cool. I love that. Go to the NFL. But while you're playing football, when you're on your downtime, turn on your camera, live stream, make more chicken. Because when football's done, that camera's forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's our other role. Is like, that's the part of the mentorship, you know. So that's where it kind of stemmed from, man. It's at the end of the day, it was just like, yes, the name, we do good, but at the end of the day, we care about these kids, man. From the north, east, southwest. Shoot, I got a kid right now that I help. He going to Ohio State. He lives in North Carolina. You know, I know his mom through the Armstead family. I help big bro. I help little bro. You know, going to Ohio State, but it's like I talk to them once a week. Mom calls me, hey, T, how you doing? You know, just checking on, you know, Trajan doing his thing. He actually leaving next week to Ohio State to practice. He's enrolling early, but again, it's like, you know, I just want to help, you know, and I don't want no credit for it because at the end of the day, you did all the work. I just gave you tools to put on your tool belt.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what it really is. But, you know, the training stuff is fun. It's dope to, you know, hear a little 12-year-old like, Coach, everything we worked on, it works. Like, yeah, I know. I know.
Hell yeah.
So to kind of also touch on like you as a coach, in terms of programs, school programs, like have you had like over the years, have you had offers to go be head coach at high schools and shit? And if so, like have you really given it any thought, or have you just always been in the mindset like, no, I think I'm not gonna go that route in terms of coaching a program?
Well, to coach a high school program, for the most part, like 99% of those coaches are teachers. So you have to be a teacher, and you have to have, you know, your teacher credentials. I don't want to be a teacher. FTK, respectfully, fuck them kids.
And working at a school, yeah, I agree with you most definitely.
Jeez.
Yeah,
my dad used to be like, hey, be a PE teacher. You only got to work 9 months out of the year. You get your summers off, you get vacation. I'm like, yeah, sounds good. But I seen kids. I was a kid in PE, and I seen, you know, Deontay cussing out a teacher. I seen Brad with his backpack on, didn't want to get dressed and do nothing. No, not for me. So, and then too, you know, respectfully, money-wise, like, not enough chicken in it. Like, for me to stop doing what I'm doing or take time out of doing what I'm doing and to monopolize and stop my plans of goal of making more money, you know, to take care of my family and whatever the case may be when I have one, it's like there got to be some bread involved, you know, because, and it's not even just for me. It's like to have the right staff around you you got to pay them dues. Like, I mean, that's what it is. At the end of the day, it's like you're not going to be able to come to practice every day. But if I have 20 bands for you, you're going to find a way. You're going to find a way to come to practice every day because it's going to be worth your while. Like, oh, damn, I'm getting $20K, cool. You know, some of these coaches out in L.A. getting 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 bands. Texas, the head coach is getting, you know,
crazy work.
6 figures just to be a head coach.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's worth it. You know, it's a lot of pressure. Like, yeah, cool. I'll take the pressure of getting 6 figures. Cool.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be dialed in, locked in. We're going to win championships.
Yeah.
But, you know, my thing is like, and there's not enough resources of help at these these high schools. The Sacramento district, they don't pay nobody.
No, they
being
don't.
around the Sacramento district, and the resources for, you know, you get schools like Burbank that are struggling, but they're struggling because they have the community behind them, but it's like the
financially.
Financially in the district is not willing to help. You know, same thing in Elk Grove. It's like there's not enough money at the end of the day, and everything is money driven. You know, granted, money is not supposed to be everything, but it floats a lot of stuff.
It
so
does.
Me being a head coach, like, that's a dream for sure. Like, I would love to be not even a head coach, but I would, if me and my DV Select crew could go be coaches at a school and we all could get compensated a number that we all like, for sure. Because, you know, respectfully, I feel like I'm a better coach, or I have a better system, a better, you know, scheme, a better team. I'll get the kids because I train them already. They're going to want to just come play for us. So that's a dream, but, you know, just financially, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Until one of these schools just bring in a bag. And the schools that can do it, they don't. You know, like the private schools, they can do it. Like, we could, Jesuit, Christian Brothers, and Destiny Christian Academy for sure could be the modern day and Bosco's, and they're a private school. It just, their thought process of how the money works, they don't fully understand. Like, yo, Bosco in modern day gets so much money from ESPN, and football makes the most money at schools.
Yes, it does.
So if you give the bag to get the kids in and give the scholarships, now your gate ticket sales go up, your snack bar go up. Now you're getting the ESPN deals. The school gonna get the money back. It's
Absolutely.
just, you just gotta be willing to invest it. You know.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about coaching high school football. I'd rather just, you know, help the kids. I'll help high school coaches. You know, I'm not saying what I do is my way or the highway. Like, yo, whatever your coach does, like, let me know so I can help you, so you can understand it better, so you could be a better player for your team and your program. Like, I want to be an ally to these coaches, not, you know, because we get boxed in like, oh, he's just a trainer. Like, no, like, I played this sport like at a high level, and I know how to, you know, talk to kids. Like, I'm not trying to step on your toes, coach. Like, I'm trying to help you because you don't get that much time in the day to coach your kids. And sometimes, respectfully, the coaches on your staff never played after high school. You know, so, like, I'm trying to teach your kids to be elite at the next level, but without, you know, I tell the kids, listen to your coach. Whatever he says is the way it goes. Like, until you earn your rope where your coach, like, nah, do what you do, and now you could do what we teach you or what you like more from what we teach you and what you're, because, again, when you go to college, you're not going to be able to do that. Like, your coach is like, it's my way or the highway. Yeah. So, again, it's just like, I want to be an ally to these high school coaches than going to go take over a program right now.
I wish that we had you around, bro, and shout out Coach Harris, but, like, we were the type of club where, like, it's 4th and 23, and we're either running it or we're throwing a fullback pass to the flats.
What school did you go to?
I played for West Campus.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, that type of time. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Had we had you, we probably could have threw it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got a buddy named Damon who has hemorrhoids, and he had caught a ball, or he didn't catch the ball. He did catch. I'm just saying, I don't know what. Just listen.
Hey, Damon, my fault. He putting your business out there like that, my boy.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. We would throw on first down, and bro couldn't catch shit. Why couldn't we throw it on 3rd, 4th? We ain't never punted. Anyways, those are my frustrations. I wish we had you.
I hope your hemorrhoids is cleared up, my boy.
I hope we have you. I know how important it is for you to be there to help these coaches who may be like, and plus bro was like old school. Shout out, like I said, shout out Coach. He's just old school. So like he did a lot of like, he was a run hard type of guy for the club. But I'm saying like, God, I wish we had you. You know what I mean?
Nah,
I feel like
it.
I feel like what you do in when you go into programs, even as just assistant coaches, bro, like you give them that fucking the elevation that they need in order to get the club to a better position.
Yeah.
So shout out you for that.
I
for
appreciate it. Yeah.
I can't get over that.
Yeah, that's hella funny. Damn, Damon.
It's like when Jaden Smith was like, "What does that have to do with the economic state of the economy?"
What does that have to do with anything?
Exactly. So as a mentor, coach, trainer, what would you say are your three biggest keys to success for young men in today's climate?
Man.
As student athletes.
Man, three biggest things. That's a good question. Being consistent. Consistent. We always tell the kids, like, the great ones have fun with this. They never get bored. They consistently. Kobe will shoot 1,000 shots from one spot. You would think that's boring, but for him it's fun. Mm-hmm. So in a game, when he shoots that shot with 7 people in his face, he gonna make it.
Yeah.
So it's like, we tell kids, be consistent. Be consistent. Obviously the cliche, work hard. Do things. Go to places where people are not ready to go. Like you said, that wall. When that wall hits you, you just gonna stop or you gonna keep going. Enjoy the process. That's another cliche thing, but you gotta enjoy it, man. It makes you better at the end of the day. Shit gets hard. You may swerve a little bit out of your lane, but as long as you get back to your path, you'll be all right. It's tough. He thought he laughed and he was over there coughing. but yeah, man, be consistent. Be grateful, enjoy the process. It's hard. And it's getting harder. That's what I had a conversation with the 8th grader, the youth that we train on Thursday. They're in a good position right now to still make it to. It's hard. 1% goes to the league, but it's harder now getting a scholarship out of high school unless you're a 4 or 5 star.
It is.
You probably not going to get one, or they make it that much harder for you to get one now because they're just going to go in a portal and just go grab another kid.
Yeah.
So it's just being consistent. With anything and everything. Be patient. Work hard. Those are the main things I'll tell a kid right now, man. It's just don't let nobody knock you off your pivot. You know what I'm saying? Just keep working.
Absolutely. If there's ever a moment you could recollect that you felt like was the most rewarding as a trainer / coach, what would you say that was? Whether it was maybe a group of kids, maybe one kid in particular.
Man, it's a lot. The rewarding part is, seeing a kid, get a scholarship. Being a part of his process. Like I never, we never, take credit. At the end of the day, the kid did it. The kid showed up every day. We always tell the kid, just keep showing up. Time is undefeated. The more time you put into your craft, you're going to get better. So the kids who just consistently, again, being consistent and just showing up, and you're just applying everything we're teaching you, and you just do it. Like, you did the work, big dog. Like, the hard part was just showing up every day, or showing up on the times we're doing it. So I never take credit, but the best part about, seeing a kid who wasn't really good, great example, I'll say Elijah Huddle plays at Castle Roble. He's a senior this year. He graduated early. He's going to Sac State, committed to Sac State, signed already.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, so his 7th, 8th grade year, terrible. We had a 7-on-7 team. He was 3rd string. There's 20 dudes on the team. He was 3rd. Horrible. But he just kept showing up. Going into his freshman year, he played JV. A couple dudes got hurt. Middle of JV season, played varsity, finished the season. Played varsity from then until now. One of the best players in Sacramento. But it was just the fact that he just kept showing up. And then he came to our sessions, and then our receiver coach, shout out to Coach Rome. Rome had his own receiver days. So Elijah will come to our sessions and do all the workouts and did receiver stuff too with Coach Rome there, but then we'll do private workouts on the side with Coach Rome. And he just kept showing up and showing up and showing up, and now one of the best receivers in Sacramento, you know. But again, it's like that feels good to see a kid who just never stopped, you know, and it's like the epitome of what we preach. He just was consistent. He kept showing up. We'd say times undefeated. Parents got out the way and just gave us his kid, and whatever you need to do with him, I don't know football, so teach him.
Right.
And, you know, that feels good. Or even a kid who, you know, who's not the best player on his team, but, like, he helps, you know. Or, you know, because, again, it's leadership and mentor. We got kids in our program now that will never play college football. They'll probably be damn good coaches, though, for sure. But we empower our kids to be leaders. We tell them everybody gets it the same. I don't care if it's an infant out here or the damn Patriots or the Chiefs. Like, you treat everybody on this football field the same. When the pros come home, you little fifth grader, we tell kids no hands on the hips, no hands on your knees, no hands over your head when we're working out. It's more of a mental thing. But a pro will come home, his hands on his hips, a little fifth grader will go slap his hands off his hips, and the pro will look at him and be like, and he be like, oh yeah, you right, my fault. But it's empowering a fifth grader to go to an NFL player who he probably doesn't even know is an NFL player yet.
Yeah.
And he slaps his hands off his hips because we teach, hey, you know, it's not coach said no hands on your hips. Like, why your hands on your hips?
Yeah.
But it's empowering them to be leaders, and, you know.
They're developing good habits.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of that's the best part about it is when a kid becomes a man and you're part of his process and his journey. And it's more so the proud moment of a kid being successful or whatever he decides to be, what he wants to be. Like, for you, like, I'm proud of you, big dog. Like, you doing this podcast, you know, I'm always rock with that. You know, this is what you love to do. Like, I'm a be here. I'm a support. Like, that's a proud moment for me because I coached you in high school. And at one point in your life, you didn't know what you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, I mean, I had a little bit of that sports prison shit. I mean, I could have probably still chose to go this JUCO route, but, like, when I blew out my hamstrings back-to-back, mentally, I was just kind of out of it. And then, you know, at the same time, it's just, like, playing for Coach Barry, love him to death, but he really treated us like college athletes.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have an off season really.
Yeah.
Like, we had the 2-week Christmas break, but that was it. And then back to it at 5 a.m. in the fucking locker room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, like, for us, it was continuous work. So, like, when I got injured that 2 times that junior year, mentally, knowing the work I had to keep putting into it, and then plus thinking about college and all that shit, I kind of was just like, man, like, I don't know if I can, like, mentally keep pushing myself like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I kind of checked out my senior year. But, like, when it did all ended for, like, 6 months, I was just like, bro, like, I was banking on that to be everything.
Yeah.
And now it's gone.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but that's
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. It's like just to see any of the kids I impacted. Because with anything, it's the same thing you teach in training. You know, like with work, you got to be consistent. You know, you got to work hard. You know, these are the valuable lessons that you take, not just on a football field, but in life too. So when a kid is just successful at whatever his field and his profession is, bro, that just brings joy to me because it's like, yo, like I knew you was gonna be something. I didn't know what, but like at the end of the day, you're doing good. You're not in the streets. You're not doing this. You're not. I mean, you making money. You know. Hey, take me to lunch, bro. Like, I'm broke, baby. Like, come on, man. You making 6 figures. Take me to lunch. You know what I'm saying? But that's the joy of being the position I am because it's not just sports all the time. It's like that's the platform. But like these kids are gonna go be great at something, and when they come home, and then it helps me when they come home. I'm like, yo, come talk to the kids because all these dudes want to play in the NFL, and you were supposed to go to the NFL, but you're not. But, like, tell them, let them know what you did. Like, you know, your story could infect one of these kids to be what you want to be, and now you have a group of kids you're training to be what you want to be. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it stems from this, you know, this platform, this foundation that we've built to help kids, you know. And there's so much now you could do. So that's what probably, like, the best feeling, you know, as a kid that just went from nobody to somebody and a kid that was a somebody who didn't know what they wanted to do, but now they figured it out and they're very successful. So that's where I think I get a lot of, you know, joy out of it, just seeing my dudes, you know, make it to something they want to be.
Hell yeah. It's just like you were mentioning earlier, it's NFL and.
Yeah.
Not NFL or.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
no, for sure.
That's tight.
Absolutely.
Were you there? Were you there coaching him when he had both his injuries?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was right there when I tore the second one.
Yeah.
Because you literally said, let's get a break and let's go you know what I mean, go meet up with Coach Barry, and then we all broke, and I literally sprinted because the guys all wanted to race each other because it was all linemen and running
You
backs.
tore your shit running to the huddle?
Yes.
Nah.
And I knew it was torn because like I remembered the feeling from the first one.
Yeah.
And then so when it literally had a loud ass pop.
It snapped.
Yeah. And then I'm just screaming, grabbing it, and then he runs up to me. He's like, which one? He's like, is it your? You said, is it your other one? Is it the one you already injured? I said, no, coach, is this one? That shit popped. And then I knew right then and there, like, that shit was torn. Because it was a loud ass pop. At least
and
for
the
me.
thing is, before the injuries, he already had like an 8.340. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't all the way there, and then now you switch when you walk. So it's making sense, bro.
Overcompensating,
for sure. Nah, hey, but that's crazy though, bro. Like I injured myself in high school too, bro. And
but you're already like 5'4", so it didn't really matter.
Yeah. But I tore my MCL, bro. And then the PCL, that's the one that's right in front, or like I think that connects the kneecap. Mm-hmm. So anyways, that shit fucked me up, bro. I still ended up finishing out, and I played both. I injured myself sophomore year. I played junior and senior year. Definitely still the same level I was playing at that time. Obviously, I didn't go pro. Like, football wasn't it for me. Yeah. But I seen that, though, how much it took from bro. You know what I mean? As soon as he had the injuries and him not being able to play as much, and it really hit, I think, for him fucking senior year. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Or even at the end of it. Like, how are you dealing with that still, too? Like, from a coach's perspective, like, you see a kid get injured and how...
Man, I see it all. I've seen kids, like, I know a kid that's comes from a good family, but he's a gang member now. Like, bro, when did you start gang banging? Like, when that become cool?
Oh, he went the Michael Irvin's son route?
Yeah, it's like, bro,
because Michael Irvin be dogging his son tough. He'd be like, bro, you grew up in a gated community. What you talking about for?
Yeah, like, you can see kids who have potential, but they just really want to go so hard against the grain to be different.
Yeah.
And then you try to lean. You know, parents call. We tell, like, in our program, we say we're a family, and we mean that. Like, if your kid's going through something, grades, whatever, let us know first. Like, don't take them away from us. Keep them here. Like, I got a kid the other day. His mom was like, his grades are slipping. I'm going to have to pay for it, too. I said, let me fix it. Like, bring him. And I made him roll. You know, he's the 8th grade. I made him roll from sideline to sideline. And I had to let him know, like, bro, you got to take care of school. Like, you want to be a student, you want to play college football, but, like, you're not taking care of school. Like, you know, let us fix it, you know. So it's like we try as best we can to, like, help situations. But, yeah, we see kids go through it. We see kids, it's either after high school or if they didn't get a scholarship and they had to go JUCO and, like, you know, they can't be patient anymore, or, you know, you compare apples to apples, like, the homie over here got a job. And he got a good job. I'm over here broke and I'm playing football. Well, his life is not your life. Like, you trying to compare what he got going on. You know, you got to worry about yourself. You know, that's one thing we tell the kids is, like, you know, worry about yourself. You know, don't be worrying about whatever other people got going on. It's like, your journey is your journey. Your process is your process. Like, so you get kids that's like, they don't see instant rewards. So, like, the homie over there working and making decent bread, got a car, got the J's on, and it's like those kids will get distracted, like, you know, forget it, I'm finna go get a job. Like, nah, bro, you're actually really good. It's just like you had to go JUCO because of your grades. Take care of school, and you won't have this issue. And then they'll start to waver, and then things don't work for them. Then stuff at home going on, and then boom, they just fall at the face of the earth, and you don't hear from them no more, and, like, you can't really help anymore. But yeah, I watched a lot of dudes, you know, go through it, battles of sports depression, or go through the fact that they didn't get what they were supposed to get. But a lot of times, you got to look in the mirror, too. Like, are you doing everything? You know, we tell our kids, like, even if you do everything right, you may not get the result. But at the end of the day, you put yourself in the best position for if that result came, you could take it. Absolutely. You know, so at the end of the day, it's like you still got to work hard no matter what, because you don't know what can happen, what doors can open. And you just got to be ready for those ops. But some kids listen, some kids don't. You know, you get kids from different neighborhoods, different backgrounds, so it's tough to manage. Like, we have like 120 kids in our program. You know, it's hard to manage 120, but, like, we try our best. You know, we do speeches after practice, and it's more life lessons than just football. You know, we use football as an analogy. But we watched it happen, and it sucks, because it's like, damn, I wish I could have just gave that kid more time. Or sometimes the kid, though, too, is just like, yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen because he don't listen. Yeah. Or he wants to be somebody he's not so bad that. Yeah. And when you warn him, like, hey, dude, like, stop doing, like, it's okay to be smart. Like, it's cool to be smart now. Like, it's cool to be a nerd. Like, bro, exactly. Be a nerd. Like, it's okay. Or, you want to be a fake tough guy, but you ain't never been in a fight in your life. Like, and you want to be a gang member? Like, come on, bro, shit. Like, you're not that guy. And then they're trying to prove themselves that they are that guy, or prove to other people that they are their guy, and they'll go to the extreme. I'm like, bro, if you put all that energy and effort into being a football player and a student athlete and a nerd instead of being a gang member, you probably would have made it further. Mm-hmm. But it is what it is. You can't save them all, but you just try to help.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna ask one more thing, and then after that, I'm gonna give you time to promote or discuss anything you got going into next year. Yep. So basically, what I'm gonna ask is I noticed with your content personally, you post a lot of spoken word content. Mm-hmm. Like you love discussing or sharing like motivational stuff. Putting the spoken word out there, basically. Mm-hmm. So can you kind of share the reason why that's like something you love to do, or the thought process / motivation to really like get your words out there for people to see?
I'm sorry, really quick. I just want to ask, are you? He does a lot of the homework, but I'm saying with the spoken word thing, it's you that's doing it, or are you sharing?
Sometimes it's me, but sometimes it's my mentor. Mm-hmm. My guy, Coach Williams. He coaches at. He was at Texas A&M Commerce. He's at Mississippi Valley now. Cool cat. Nah, he sends a lot of stuff like every other day. So some of it's me. Like the days he doesn't, like I try to follow up and post something. And some days he'll send me something that touches me. And I'm just about sharing. So like if it touched me, it'll probably touch other people. And a lot of people do follow me. And again, for me, it's just I'm a very positive person. I try to be. And I just want to give back. So like, if I felt it and like, damn, like this hit home today, like somebody else needed to hear it too. So it's like, why not share it? It's all positive messages, and I read them. And I tell them thanks every time. He's like, some days I wake up like, damn, big dog, I needed that. Appreciate it, OG. And he's like, nah, man, that's what I'm here for. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm the same reason, same person. Like I just want to motivate people just to be the better version of them. As much as possible. We all go through things. We're not going through them alone. You don't know what everybody's story is. Your bad day may be his bad day, and y'all might be going through the same thing but don't even know it. And you tell them something, and they like, damn, I needed to hear that today. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, damn, we both going through the same thing. But it's it's just for me, it's just trying to motivate people to be happy, enjoy life. We're not promised for the next day. So if I could help somebody get through their day, like, shit, I did my job. Again, it ain't got to be, I don't need no credit for it, but if I post something that makes you feel good, cool. Like, you could message me and say, thanks, TD, I needed that, or you not message me at all, but I just help. I just care about helping people, like I always tell people, good people need good people. So that's why I post those things every day.
Absolutely. I've noticed that, as like, not even before we even discussed this interview shit, but like even before that, I just noticed that was always something every day on your story. I can rely that when I hop on Instagram, I can rely on either whatever time it may be, I can rely on you, saying some motivational or even sharing a scripture on your story. Yeah. So I definitely wanted to point that out.
For me to say I ain't the holier thou and I'm not this
no.
great dude and I know it all, but
no,
because sometimes that could get misconstrued. Like, oh, this dude always want to be so positive. Like, oh, bro, I be having bad days too, bro. Like, and me reading that just made me feel better, so I'll post it. It's not like I do it like I'm not what's his name? The dude that sat in the bathtub, Simmons or Russell Simmons. You know what I'm talking about?
Russell Simmons?
Yeah, he used to sit in the bathtub and do little Twitter posts and post.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
okay.
At the end of, he was on VH1.
I'm not.
You talking about?
Yeah. From Run DMC.
I'm not that dude sitting in the bath. Like, I'm literally just waking up. I either got a message from my OG that I felt like helped me to get through the day, or if I was going through something that week. But I'm not no perfect nobody. I'm just to get that out there. Like, man, I don't know everything. But I do know, like, if it made me feel better, it'll probably make somebody else feel better. So, and, you know, social media, that's what it's for, man. Like, you know, people follow you. You know, you use your platform the way you want to use it. So I use it to either post pictures of my people. I'm always giving love to my people. Birthday shout-outs. Somebody's like, man, you know a lot of people. Or you always giving birthday shout-outs. Like, dang, like, yeah, I care about them people. So I'm going to show love. I'm going to give people their flowers. I'm going to support anybody's brand that I rock with. So that's what I use my platform about. It's not always about me, you know. Like, you know, I'm just a vessel, you know, and I just want to help. So that's what I do.
Absolutely. So, like I was saying, if you, however long you want to take, if there's anything you got coming up, whether it's training events, whether it's promotional things for yourself, for DV Select, whatever you got going for the rest of this year and into 2025, take all the time you want to promote.
Man, not nothing crazy. I did just, well, not just opened up, but I opened up a facility June 1st of this year. I have a training facility off of 47th at Auto Circle. So anybody out there who want to get their kids trained to be a better overall athlete, speed, agility, plyometrics, conditioning, you know, feel free to tap in. Is that by the Lyro
station?
Yeah, right across the street.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm over there.
I gotta come check you out sometime.
Yeah, man. We still building. Shout out to Taryn Johnson and Carl Granderson for donating money to get the turf done. Still trying to get the weight room done. Once that's done, and I'm good to fully open for adult fitness, all that stuff. So that's one thing is the facility, get that popping this year, going into the new year. Get more kids in there, just to, you know, have a place where, you know, kids can come train, all ages, all genders. Just get in there, let's get better. So that's one thing. January 11th to 12th, we have a tournament. Our 5th annual DV Select tournament will be at Destiny Christian Academy. So if you guys love football and want to watch some, you know, the next talent, we'll have 24 teams both days. There's a lot of great talent out here in Sacramento.
Where's that going to be at?
It's at Destiny Christian.
Okay.
AKA Capital Christian.
Yeah.
They changed the name, but you know, if you guys don't have nothing to do, feel free to come out. For the community, we'll have a food truck, snack bar, and just 7-on-7 football, man. It's actually I genuinely really don't care about 7-on. It's a necessary evil though, but it's fun. You get to watch the kids compete at a high level. There'll be teams from, you know, all over Sacramento, and NorCal, from the Bay to Stockton to even Reno. We run a pretty good tournament, so it'll be fun. So please come support the kids. Come check it out. And, other than that, man, you know, for me it's one day at a time. That's pretty much it, man. Just a training space and our tournament coming up. You know, that's all I got.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, man, appreciate you for coming on, Thomas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My guys. Yes, sir.
Pleasure.
Hell yeah.
This is episode 14, Ignorant Shit Only podcast. X instead of the I in there. Please go follow the Instagram. Please follow the YouTube page where we're on live right now. Shout out to my co-host, Kuya Flip. Shout out to Thomas Downs. Appreciate you for coming on. Let's clap it up for him real quick. Yes, sir. Shout out to my sister, obviously, in the back with the camera work. Shout out to her. Next week, for the first time in the show's history, we're going to have back-to-back episodes. So next week's episode, we're going to have For the Souls podcast. We are going to love and appreciate, I forgot how to say her government name. Amy. For her to bring on her platform. She has a great platform. Talking about, you know, I mean, Christianity, talking about life choices, bettering ourselves individually, spiritually, all that good stuff. January 4th, literally a week from today. Hopefully live at noon. We try to go live at noon, but obviously, unfortunately, me and Kuya Flip right here have an obligation after this episode, which is why we had to reschedule so early in the morning. So we appreciate Thomas for working with us today. But yeah, next week For the Souls podcast will be on Ignorant Shit Only podcast. Please follow the Instagram. Please follow the YouTube. And we hope you guys have a blessed Saturday.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you.